So in this video, I'm going to show us how we can actually set a particular column to become our index. In our next video, we are going to do some little bit of like getting a particular row, a particular column. We are going to actually some of the tutorial I'm going to do in the next video. I'm going to make use of this set index. To set a particular index is not hard. Let's print our data frame so we can actually see what we have currently. So I'm going to print the data frame. So let me run it. Let's see what we are going to have on the screen. As you can see, this is what we have on the screen right here: the invoice, the branch, a whole lot of other things. It didn't actually extend to print out all of them. That's that VS Code word using it because it's trying to minimize a little bit of space. So you can see that this was my data frame, and my index here, my index was just sent to default. In Python or in Pandas programming, the index is going to set to default starting from index 0. You can see there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say in the situation where I want to set this my invoice to be that of the of my index card. Most times what we mainly use of is our date, because date is tend to be a little bit not really much important in most cases, unless if you are doing feature engineering that you want to actually collect information from data and then try to expand your column. That's just basically what feature engineering. But as we go further, we're going to look at those of feature engineering. So let's say I'm interested in setting this of our invoice for it to become my index, because this index is already been set manually. So defaultly. So how can I do that? Just because simple, I'm going to say our data frame was set of our index. This is just basically simple, and then I'm going to give it the name of the index you want to set it on. So the index or particular column you want to move to as your index. In my case, I want to make use of this invoice ID, like I've explained at the beginning of this video, setting this invoice ID to be my index position. That's what basically we want. So if I were to run this df again, this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys is going to vanish, because this our invoice ID is not going to be our index position. Another thing we are going to notice that since our column is 23, let's see what happens when we run this our data frame and see amount of the column that is now remaining. As we can see here, when I run it, we still get 23 columns and see our zeros are okay. The reason why this happened because I've not committed it to our data frame. So to do that, just going to be simple, going to be in place what is going to be true to actually commit it for it to actually take effect. So let's do that. Just put your in place equals to true and then print out your data frame. As we can see down here, you can see that the column is now 22 instead of that of the 23. And another thing we notice that we no longer have invoice ID as our column. Is not part of, is not an index. Like you can see here, it's not in the same with the way VS Code tend to present our output for us. You can see it's not the columns are highlighted on top. This signifies that is our index. So you can see with this here, this looks nice in the case we want to make this of our invoice ID as our index. So in our next video, what we are going to do is to actually how to change this of our invoice ID. We want to give it a different name, so we can set it maybe give it index name, maybe to change the name to become what we want it to be, because invoice ID is still trying to make sense. But down next video, we are going to do something like changing the name of a particular column. So that's what basically we want to be doing in the next video. So I'll be happy to